Highlighting standouts is a familiar strategy, but one that can be actually kind of hard to do, because we're often tempted to highlight way too much or not enough. But the key idea is that you are highlighting anything that either stands out to you because you make a personal connection, or perhaps something that you think is important. Now we come to what happens after reading. You're going to first reflect on your own ideas. Look back and consider, how was your prediction? Did your opinion change? What did you learn or enjoy or dislike about what you read? And can you make any personal connections? Next, reflect on your understanding of the text itself. Consider, do I understand the information? Can I identify the author's main point or argument? And what do I need to clarify about my understanding? Last, you're going to revisit your marked up text in order to complete the task. You can consider, do I understand the task now that I've read the text? And am I ready to complete the task? And the best part is you have this text that you marked up and you made notes, and you can look back for all of the information you need to complete your task, whatever it might have looked like. Thank you for listening to Critical.
Okay, so those are the critical reading strategies, no same as the one that I have discussed. So meron din before, during, and after reading. Okay, so some of the techniques that you can have no with those stages, okay, so are as follows. No?
Critical reading strategy.
Okay, next. So critical reading. Okay, so when we say critical reading, according to Gary Gashgarian daw, so these are the definitions no, of these following persons, okay? So according to Gary Gashgarian, sabi niya, critical reading is an active process no, of a discovery. Okay, so tatandaan niyan, according to Gary Gashgarian, critical reading is an active process of discovery. Okay, so critical reading, again, so to define, it involves scrutinizing any information that you read or hear. So it's an active process of discovery. Okay, so bakit natin nasabi that it is an active process of discovery? Okay, because when you read critically, no, you are not just receiving information, okay, but also you are making an interaction with the writer. Okay, so the interaction happens no, when you question the writer's claims. No, and when you comment on the writer's ideas. Let's say for example, you are questioning no parts of the text. Okay, you are questioning bakit ganito yung nangyari. Okay, having a comment on the writer's ideas. Okay, kaya nasabing it is an active process of discovery. Okay, so hindi siya one way lang. That you are going to receive all the information lang. No. Okay, we are wondering, di ba? Inside our mind. Okay, we are questioning. Okay, bakit ganito? We are predicting ano yung mangyayari. Okay, so that's why kaya ito nasabi active process of discovery. Okay, that is according to Gary Gashgarian. Next, so requirements in critical thinking according to Ramage, Bean, and Johnson 2006. Okay, so kindly take note of it. These are the requirements when it comes to critical thinking. Okay, so critical reading requires critical thinking. Okay, we cannot critical read something if we do not have critical thinking skills. Okay, so in order for you to have critical thinking skills, you must have this ability. Okay, so you must have these abilities or these following abilities. First, this ability to pose problematic questions. Okay, you must have, you must identify questions, not first. Okay, and then ability to analyze a problem in all its dimensions. Okay, so next, ability to find, gather, and interpret data, facts, and other information relevant to the problem. Ability to imagine alternative solutions to the problem. Okay, so if you have any solutions no, for the problem, okay, so you may imagine it. Okay, kahit na hindi yun yung maging solution no, on the text no, or on the of the writer. Okay, at least you are imagining an alternative solution. That is a sign of critical thinking. Ability to analyze, okay, competing approaches and answers. Ability to write an effective argument, okay, justifying your choice, no, while acknowledging counter arguments. Okay, so these are the requirements, no, according to Ramage, Pin, and Johnson 2006 of critical thinking. Okay, so these abilities. Next, the ways to become a critical reader. Okay, we have 4 ways to become a critical reader. So nasabi na rin naman to kanina. Annotate, outline, summarize, and evaluate. So first, when it comes to annotation, so nasabi na rin kanina from the video and then from the lesson earlier. So first is to annotate. Now, annotate what you read. One of the ways to interact with the writer now is to write on the text. Okay, sabi you can underline, you can circle or highlight words, phrases, or sentences that contains important details. No, or you can write marginal notes asking questions or commenting on the ideas of the writer. Okay, so there are no clear, no definite guidelines not to annotating a text. No, you can create your own way. Okay, you can create your own style of annotating a text. Okay, for instance, you can circle unfamiliar words, you can underline ideas that you think are questionable. You can highlight those parts, no, or you can write on the margins of it. Okay, so usually kasi yun yung ginagawa, no? Ina-underline yan, sinusircle lang, ina-highlights, isusulat sa margins, okay, but you can also have your own. Okay? So style, no, of annotating a text. Okay? Yung ano yung magiging comfortable kayo. Okay? So in annotating. Okay? So that is ways, no, one way to become a critical reader. No, you must know how to annotate, no, a text. Next is ways to become critical reader, but then second is to know how to outline. Okay, outline the text. Okay, in order to fully engage in a dialogue with the text or with the writer of the text, so you need to identify the main points of the writer and list them down so you can also identify the ideas so that the writer has raised to support his or her stand. Okay, so you know how outlining works naman. Okay, so meron muna tayong thesis statement and then the supporting details. Okay, bakit kailangan natin i-outline yung text? Because we don't necessarily have to write, no, a structured sentence or topic outline, no, for this purpose. So pwede naman tayo mag-bulleted lang, pwede lang tayo mag-numbers, okay, in outlining the text. Okay, so hindi naman kasi when it comes to summarizing naman, it's one paragraph long lang. Okay, so you are not tasked not to rewrite, no, all of the things that you have read. Okay, kindly have an outline of it lang para mas maintindihan ninyo. No? So you can have a thesis statement and then the supporting details, no, of it. Next, third one is summarize the text. Okay, so you can summarize the text aside from outlining. Okay, so you can also get the main points of the text you are reading and write its gist in your own words. Okay, so bakit natin ginagawa? Bakit tayo nasa-summarize ng text? Okay, so this will test to how much you have understood, no, the text. No, and it will help you evaluate, no, it critically. Okay, a summary is usually just like what I've said, is a one paragraph long. Okay, so again, kaya tayo nagsa-summarize is para malaman natin kung naintindihan mo natin yung binasa natin and we can evaluate it, no, in a critical manner. Okay, so that's why we are summarizing ang text. So kung kaya ba natin siya i-retell or ikwento ulit, no, for a short time, no, for a paragraph long lang. Okay, so meaning talagang naintindihan mo yung question, yung text rather. Next is to evaluate the text. Okay, so when you evaluate a text, you question the author's purpose and intentions, as well as his or her assumptions in the claim. Okay, so now we are going to evaluate the text. No? So not just summarizing it and outlining it, we are going to question the text. Okay, so the most challenging part though in critical reading is the process, no, of evaluating what you are reading. Okay, so this is the point, no, where the other 3 techniques, annotating, outlining, summarizing, will be helpful. Okay, you may also check if the arguments are supported, no, by evidence, no, and if the evidences are valid, no, and are from credible sources. Okay, so that's how we evaluate a certain text. Okay, so we are going to check the arguments, yung mga evidences, valid ba to, or it came from credible resources ba? Okay, so that's how we evaluate the text. No, we question every of it, every detail of it, no, in order for us to know if it is valid, okay, or it's just an assumption, no, of her claims. Okay, so that is how to become critical reader. First is you have to annotate. No, these are some of the ways: annotating, outlining, summarizing, and evaluating the text. Okay, so yung 10 active reading strategies, okay, so I will allow you to watch it na lang, no? So, tawag ito as your assignment. This is just additional lang naman. Okay, ano ba yung mga tawag dito, reading strategies pa? Okay, so what is additional reading strategies? That may help you. Okay, so in reading, no, on your, tawag dito, in reading comfortably. Okay, or comfortably. Okay, so you can watch that na lang, nasa Genyo naman yan, nasa PowerPoint presentation, yung active reading strategies. Okay, so I think that is the last slide, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so logical fallacy will be the topic for next meeting. Okay, part 2 pa rin to. This is lesson 3 pa rin, no? Part of academic reading strategies pa din. Okay, so yung kanina, those 4 no, suggested ways no, in reading text critically, okay, are not isolated processes, no, that are independent for each other. Okay, so they are overlapping processes, okay, that you can use simultaneously as you engage in dialogue no, with the writer of the text. Hindi sunod-sunod yun na yung summarizing, annotating. Okay, so hindi naman pa pwedeng mauna lagi si ganito. Okay, so overlapping sila. Ha? So moreover, aside from those, so there is another important skill no, that a critical reader must learn. And that is how to spot flaws no, in reasoning. And that is what we call what we call logical fallacy. Okay, ano ba yung logical fallacy? Okay, how to spot flaws in reasoning. Okay, so aside from those 4 ways how in being a critical reader, meron pa tayo tinatawag na logical fallacy or spotting flaws in reasoning. Okay, that is one skill of a critical reader. Okay, and the next meeting you're going to find out ano ba yung mga different logical fallacies. Okay, natin. Okay, and but then again, that will be for next meeting because we do not have enough time na. Okay, so that's all for reading strategies or academic reading strategies part 1. Okay, so do you have any question? If none, kindly hit the thumbs up button. Okay, we don't have any activity now for today. Okay, so sa quiz na lang. Okay, so we need to discuss it now immediately. Okay, so again, that's all for today for academic reading strategies part 1. Okay, so part 2 is logical fallacies na next meeting. Okay, so I think that's all today. Goodbye and God bless everyone and kindly stay safe. Okay, so bye-bye.